Karen here.
Hey guys, it's Ronnie, and I'm still at Kumoricon, because, Kumoricon's freaking awesome. And right now I am sitting next to one of, to me, you're acclaimed, because you have credits galore, and her name is Karen Strassman. And yeah, thank you so much for speaking with me. I appreciate it. Yeah, my goodness, girl, you have just so many credits over the years. Do you sleep?
Probably not enough.
Probably not enough.
I love what I do, and I'm probably a workaholic. I love what I do, yeah.
So if you guys don't know, she's done voices for things like Wolfenstein, Youngblood, Resident Evil
2 remake.
2 remake, Fallout New Vegas, Fire Emblem. You were Star Sapphire in the DC Superhero Girls. You also made an appearance on one of my favorite TV shows on television right now, I'm Sorry, on True TV. That show is amazing.
I love that show.
Monster High, World of Warcraft. I mean, I Spit on Your Grave. You from voice to acting, you've just done it all. Do you have a favorite, preferably to voicing or to actually acting?
Being on camera?
Yeah.
I mean, I love it all,
Mm-hmm.
and they're different mediums. I think there's a particular magic and excitement about being on set that is just particularly magic, because movies and TV they're just a very big machine, and you arrive on set and there's been people working maybe for years to write the script. Then you have all of the people who've gone into producing it, actually making it happen. You get on set, maybe people have been building the set that you're acting in for a month, maybe more. The locations have been scouted out. You're in wardrobe that people have either sewn or put together. You get makeup, and there's a style to the show, lighting, everything's just show. And you get on set and you meet your fellow actors you may never have met before. And your job within all this magic that has been created over time is to look at another actor in the eye and in that moment make something magic happen. And I just love that. I love that challenge, I love that process. Voice acting is a little bit more solitary. You're in the booth with usually, unless you're doing an original animated show where you get to do a group read, which is one of the most fun things in voice acting ever. But usually you're in the booth yourself with the engineer and the director and however many writers or clients, who are telling you, okay, this character has just said this to you, so, you want to respond like this, and you sort of have to imagine what all the other characters who talk to you, and you have to imagine that, you're in the middle of a snowstorm, and, there's a lot of imagination, which is just a delight in itself. But there's something about being on set these days that I just get so excited about when I have the opportunity.
Full immersion into the actual world. And getting to actually be that character as to just voicing. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, because we all loved playing pretend when we were kids.
It's exactly like that. It's exactly like that.
Right on. Nice. So I'm curious because you do voice acting and screen acting, and you do have so many credits through your career. Is it hard to schedule those? Because I hear that so many people have to turn down this role because they're scheduled to do this and that, so with you, how hard is it to get all of that done for you? Because you're a machine. Your credits just keep going, and that number just keeps higher. And not only you do a little writing, a little directing, and everything. So
it gets a little busy at my house.
What's an average work day for you?
It's just a general average work day. I like to get up early in the morning and go swimming in the morning because I'm actually an introvert who loves people and loves creativity and I love people, but I'm actually an introvert, so I like to have activities that are sort of quiet on my own, where I could kind of gather myself. So I swim every morning I get up around 7, I swim around 8 a.m. And then the fun starts, depending on what it is for the day. So sometimes I'll go to a studio and record something, sometimes I'll hit another studio and go to my agents and record voiceover auditions. Sometimes I'll have to run home, from like 9:30 to 10:30 to coach an actor, because I'm a dialect coach as well and a acting coach. So I'll run home and coach an actor in my living room or coach them on Skype or something like that. On a given day I might be preparing an audition, so I might run home and change clothes. Maybe I'll have to wear a business suit because I'm playing a lawyer, or an upscale dress because I'm playing, an upscale snotty woman or something. Or I might have to come home and spend an hour learning lines for an audition or something that I'm working on. And basically the day is just like kind of, I have a 4-hour video game slot here, so I'm going to run out and do that. After that, I'm going to go to the studio and record an audition for half an hour. After that, I have a rehearsal, or after that, I'm going to go work with one of my coaches to prepare an audition for tomorrow. At night, I might have a rehearsal or a meeting, but it kind of just depending, it's a mishmash of all those things, auditions, voiceover jobs, going on set, and we just fit everything in my schedule that we can.
You do find time for you, though, right?
Probably not enough, but I do. But I'm really, really lucky in that, my hobby is what I do for a living. My passion is what I do for a living. So if people said to me, if somebody offered me a full paid trip to Tuscany in Italy in a villa, or, oh, Karen, you have a lead role in an independent film and you won't be paid that much, but it's a really cool, beautiful role, I wouldn't think about it. Like, I'd be like, I'm doing that film. I'll go be on set, in whatever elements, and I want to act, so I probably should have more downtime, but I'm lucky that a lot of people work and then they do their hobby or their passion, and I get to do mine all the time.
That always makes it nice.
Yeah.
So I'm curious with, I know everyone says with voice acting you don't usually get enough time to prepare for your character and stuff, but do you have any special rituals or anything that you do, like especially for on-screen purchase that you do to help you prepare for a role or anything?
It depends on the role.
Yeah.
It completely depends on the role. Sometimes there's a lot to be said for learning my lines, and I'll always research the show itself if it's a TV show, because I need to know the world that I'm in. Like if it's, the Gilmore Girls, they spoke very, very fast, and way back in the day when I was on the Gilmore Girls, I knew that I had to know every single word exactly as written, and I knew that we were going to have to speak fast. So if I came into that show and I'm like, hi, blah, 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 Scripty would come up to me and she'd be like, you got to speak 10 times faster. And Bosch is a very real show. So, in watching it before I got on set, I knew that I was going to be real and grounded, and not try and be, as opposed to a show like Preacher, where I was a cartoon character, where there's a little bit more leeway and you can really create a character that you might not see on the street every day. So I researched the show, and then it just depends. Like for Preacher, I, really worked on my German accent in such a way that it could be understood by the audience, but it could be fun for the character. And I sort of made a backstory for my character, which I'll sometimes do. And sometimes I'll just, learn my lines and get really present in the present moment with the other actors and what's going on set, instead of, imposing what I've prepared that might not have anything to do with the spontaneity of the given moment. So it depends. It depends on the role. It depends on the show.
Okay.
And, for voiceover, I'll generally warm up a little bit when I'm in my car driving there, and I tend to, whatever I do, just stay in decent physical shape and exercise and stretch every day, so that, my body is available and present.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, because probably going to give me, probably not, but you've done so many characters over time. Do you have a favorite that you've done Any of them?
Gosh.
Or there's a couple that just will always stand out to you.
You know, so many of the characters that I've done, you know, I learn a lot from each one of them, and I learn a lot from different projects. So a lot of them kind of, it's hard to say that I do have a favorite, because all of them kind of bring out different pieces of me and different experiences. I think, you know, in terms of anime, I have a real affection for Nanako and Aigis from Persona, because fans love them both so much, and I hear how happy they've made people, and that makes me happy. But there's so many, you know, doing the Lois Lott, like the German scientist on Preacher, was just such a delight to do a composition character like that, and you know, I would have loved to do her for many episodes, just because there would have been a lot to explore.
Yeah.
I just was on Creep Show, and I played a very sort of mean white trash hairdresser who gets her comeuppance. And that's just fun, because I got to kind of be a little bit broad, be a little vulgar, had really long nails. We decided that I would have long nails like Kathy Baker in Edward Scissorhands. Just being able to be that broad, be covered with blood, laughing at people on set, be, you know, eaten by, well, I won't give anything away. You know, and then you take a show like Silicon Valley or Bosch, where, you know, I'm playing a lawyer, and there's something grounded in a different way. So it's really hard to say that I have a favorite. There's so many different experiences. When I played Annette Birkin in Resident Evil 2 recently, that motion capture set was just so much fun and so creative. Tom Keegan, who was directing it, really wanted all of the characters.
You guys did motion capture with them?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And so, you know, but we got to create these characters from the body, voice, everything. And motion capture is really challenging and fun kind of acting, because you're literally like in a big empty studio with marks on the floor that says, okay, this is the edge of the cliff. And, you know, and then boxes, you know, this box, if you sit on it, you know, and they put like a little wheel, now you're driving a car or a spaceship, you know, here's a slab of something, and that's a sword. I mean, it's really like being a kid in your backyard, where you have a stick in your hand.
Full on pretend.
Yeah, you're hiding behind a fence, and you're pretending you're hiding behind a castle wall. And motion capture is really like that. And we got to make Annette Birkin, I think, not just an evil character, but very layered, and I really enjoyed that as well. So I don't have a favorite, but I can talk about a lot of things that I love.
But you love them all,
Yeah.
and we love them all too. And I want to thank you so much for speaking with me. I really do appreciate her. She is Karen Strassman, and she is probably one of the most prolific actors out there. That just, your talent, you are truly talented, and I appreciate it.
That's really kind
Thank
of
you, and thank you again for speaking with us. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. And you guys, make sure you go check out Karen. I mean, there's just a lot that you can check out. It's just hit that IMDb, and then it's all on, a lot of it's on Netflix, and there's Shudder. She's got some stuff on there too. It's all out there. You can find her everywhere. Thank you again. And you guys, make sure you make it to Kumoricon next year too. All right. Thank you so